again, it's Laura over at Hyperstamper. I would love to show you today's antique junk journal, which is really different. This is the cover of a book from 1924, exactly 100 years old, and it is called Narcissus, and it's the flower narcissus that they're referring to. This is not that flower. However, the colors from this 100-year-old botanical plate from an antique book is the exact same colors of the book frame, so it just had to live with this book. I added some trim around the edges and these vintage beads here down the side, which you can remove, but I just think it's so pretty. So I want to take you on a little tour of the inside, reminding everybody that it's all antique and vintage ephemera, and there's no commercial products in here. And it's about to go in my Etsy shop, hyperstamper.etsy.com. Okay, so this is the original first page with the inscription of the owner back 100 years ago. And this is some antique lace, which I love. It's very pretty. I've got just a little teeny tiny bit of this left, and I'm sad but happy that I was able to use it all. Some great original first pages for journaling. Don't usually get that many. Oh, here it is. It's actually 1922 this book is from. It was just gifted in 24. No green pigment. Oh, this is from a vintage botanical book page, and I have some dried hydrangeas on that page there. And then in here is a hand-typed research paper set, and you can journal on the backs of those if you like. And they're researching 1886. Isn't that cool? So cool. Made that little pocket there. And that's the very first page index of the book here. This is from 1950, a doilies making book. And I love this here. Obviously, this is likely English because Cadbury's is an English chocolate. And this is December 1959. Is that fun? I just love it. And then a Bright's Wines. So all different wines on the back of that one. Pretty cool. And then I've got here my 100-year-old button card on the back. And it goes in there. And then this here is an 1890s guardsman watch dial. So that would have tracked all of their hours. It's really cool. Take a good look at this. It's very, very cool how that works. I did a little research on that back in the day when I received that. Fun children's book page. Got the robin's nests down here and up here. Pretty cool. 1970s women's craft magazine page. Look at the fondue down there. I was big in the 70s. I still love fondue. This is from a vintage book about antiques, so that's kind of pretty. 1940s children's book page down here, and then this is from an antique book here as well. Isn't that cool? All the little foxes there. You can journal on there, and then that is all on top of another 1920s map. And this one is a beauty. This is China and Japan. It's really, oh, the colors are still so crisp and beautiful. And more of that vintage page there. Isn't that cool? Vintage children's schoolbook page, and more bird's nest from a children's book. And this I just thought was cool. It's from a vintage book. It's the library page, the library due date page. That was tucked in the back of the book. So I love it. Made the pocket out of a vintage page there. This was actually in the front and the back of that doily book, which I think is really cool. Double the fun. 1955 American Highways Road Map page here. And this is from the 20s. Embroidery. And then this is a vintage bird book as well. Look at that fun one. All the waterfowl. And you can do lots of journaling on here, so I left that alone, same as under there. And this page is actually from the 1850s. And I love it because you can see there was an image on the opposite side of it. You can still see over the years the ink from the image pressed down on that page and left its shadow there, which is kind of cool. This is a 1937 schoolbook page, and a 1904 come on, Laura, you can say it. Plate from the English Countryside series. Lovely. 1950s Pearl Shop receipt for journaling on. And then down here is a wonderful The Saucy Blue Jay. Oh, Laura, don't do that anymore. Okay, so that's a really fun little children's book page. And this is from the early 1900s Beatrix Potter book. Look at that lovely plate there. Oh, yeah, so wonderful. I love the Beatrix Potter images. It just takes you back and just so sweet and innocent. It's 1930s school book page there on how to make tax forms. A book on page on smocking from the 50s. And then this is just a really fun vintage book, children's book page here. Look at the elf on the back, and you can do some journaling on there. And then down here, another children's book page piece, a vintage ledger page. This is from Fun with Dick and Jane, this one here, which is pretty awesome. And this here is very cool. Hold on. I'm going to show you where this came from. I got this at a church bazaar. I'd never seen before, but it's how to teach yourself bridge. And it came with 48 of these plates here that you just put in there. And I guess you move the scoring pedals up and down. So yeah, I thought, how much fun is that? I'm going to start including these in my journals, the next 48 of them, I guess. I love this. They're yesterday's. That pocket's made from an antique book page. And then, of course, I still have some of these 1947 pages on Fashion Through the Ages. That is Louis XV era there. Put that back in here. And on the opposite side is a vintage dictionary page. And I turn that into a pocket as well with another plate in here. Look at that beautiful one. Is that lovely? It looks like a little mini castle. And then this is from 1896, Sunday Reading for the Young. Pretty little image there. And then this is cool. This came from an antique box. And that is the inside of a book. So I just thought together, it was kind of grungy, but totally authentic. And I love it. I love the texture. I love everything about it. I love how old it looks. I just love repurposing things. And then this is the cover from 1959, the Needleworks magazine. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Lots of fun colors and fashions on there. So just have fun with that. You can collage with it. You can do anything with it or just enjoy it. There's just one of these little end paper booklets I've made. And then in here is this gorgeous antique postcard. And you could even journal on the back of that if you wanted. And let me just put that here for now. Fun with Dick and Jane. So fun. Ledger page. Again, another doily page. And then in here we've got one of our 1920s flinch cards. Number 3 on that one. 1927 page here. There's another children's book page from the 30s. There's another one of these 1950 pepper cake. I have no words. It's just a little image from the cliffs on the coast. And here's another wonderful 1920s map. Look at this one. It is from Australia, New Zealand. Isn't it beautiful? So this lucky journal has 2 of the maps in it. Pretty cool. And then here I've got one of my little botanical booklets. These are all pages, cut-offs from a botanical vintage book. And then I don't normally do this, but I did with this one. I wanted to make it a pocket. And it's one of these beautiful 1950s baby cards. And you can open that up and journal inside as well. Fun. I just love them so much. That is an antique interior spine, antique paper here, and then a sweet little early 1900s children's book page there, school book. Honest Lawyer. Isn't that cool? That's the name of a book. 2 other names of the books, and it's the original back pages of this book. So I hope you love it as much as I loved making it. Don't forget to come back and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.